Okay, I need to calm down. I have tried shooting this video 3 times. I'm just like so worried, and I don't know why. It's just a weird thing to relive again. So basically, last night I experienced something I have ever experienced before, which was sleep paralysis. And at the time, I was so scared. And then I did some research and I realized it isn't that bad as it was at the time, because I basically had 2 hours of sleep. So I was pretty deprived of sleep. So that's kind of the factors which led me to experience the sleep paralysis. And I thought I might do some research and tell you guys about the information that I found, and then tell you about my experience. And I'm basically reading off a sheet of paper because I can't remember everything. But I'll start with the research. And basically, when a person sleeps, there are 2 phases, the non-REM and the REM phase. And REM stands for rapid eye movements. And the definition of sleep paralysis is a dysfunction in the REM phases. And these REM phases are the cause for vivid dreams. And during this REM phase, GABA and glycine is pumped into the muscles so that you are unable to move, which was one of the leading symptoms that you have when you're experiencing sleep paralysis. And these REM and non-REM phases are caused by the parts of your brain called the thalamus and the amygdala. The thalamus is located between the cerebral cortex and the midbrain, and it plays a key role in important processes like consciousness, sleep, and sensory interpretation, whereas the amygdala is responsible for memory, attention, perception, cognition, awareness, thought, language, and consciousness. So, let's get to my experience. So like I said, I only slept 2 hours last night, so I was very sleep deprived. And I remember lying on my side and closing my eyes, but I felt like I could see through my eyes, if that makes sense. And you know, first of all, I couldn't move my body. I was basically paralyzed and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move, I couldn't say anything. I couldn't even think or process properly. So basically what my experience was is purely visually. I know some people have like auditory experiences, but I didn't have that. So with me, it was like, you know, in those movies where they have like these flashbacks and it's like a oval with this, you know, the filter from Vignette where the corners are like blurred. It was like that. And then the pictures were black and white and they were flickering. And I just remembered seeing like a picture, but it was like moving. And there were 2 people holding hands going in distance, and I thought, oh, nothing special. And then it cut to another picture where they were looking at each other, but they increasingly looked more demonic and dead. And then they kissed, and then their face melted off, and you just could see the muscle and blood underneath, and then the skeleton. And then the oval was like in front of my face, but it was like quite small. And then in the corner, I could see a shadowy figure just resting his head on my mattress, staring at me with like glowing white eyes. And then in my head, I managed to turn, and then I was lying on my back, and then my phone started moving without me touching it. I was like straight like a wood board or something. And then my phone was just hovering, and then it turned on in front of my face like this white blinding light. And just the thought of someone invisible holding my phone, or a ghost, plus the shadowy figure to my left, I managed to you know that feeling when you fall and then you just like jump? Yeah, that happened to me, and I managed to get out of this sleep paralysis. And this was a time where my room was lit by the sunlight, which means in my sleep paralysis, my whole room was just pitch black. It seems really, really dark, like darker than what my room usually was, if that makes sense. So yeah, I was scared shitless. I couldn't sleep after that. And I know I look like a mess, but I really don't care. So yeah, I hope this doesn't happen to you. And if it does, it's purely scientific and it's chemicals in your body doing crazy stuff. And it's not dangerous, nothing can happen. But it was definitely scary.